didn't make. 我们要拍摄呢，就是要这样折磨自己的。Can the sun chill? Hi guys, so today I'm back with another app video which was low-key required, a lot requested because productivity apps, hello, we all need it right now because we're all not productive right now. That is why I am back with productivity apps. I'm actually very obsessed with these kinds of apps. I go to the app store frequently, go to the productivity section, and then I just scroll on the free chart. So I have a lot of productivity app recommendations, so y'all better brace yourselves. Also, the lighting's gonna change because it is now sunset time and it is changing. Oh my god. Also, I have a friend. The first app I want to show you guys is Notion. It is actually not a mobile based app. It is a mainly desktop or web page app, but they also have a mobile version, so that's why I'm talking about it. You can make it very simple, you can make it very complicated. So basically it is a note-taking, data collecting app, which is gonna sound very like complicated, but I'm gonna walk you through it. So basically the most efficient way I can explain this is if you go to my watch list, I have a watch list of the things that I want to watch, and then on the top here I have the database of the watch list. So every single section here actually came from the same database. It's just that the properties that I choose to show are different, so that's why the things you can see are different. And then I have another list of my wish list. So basically I have all the things I want here, and then I also have some links to them if I need to refer back to them. And then I have the categories here, and then I have the price, and then I also have a system that I recently established, which is how much do I want this on a 5-star scale. So if I want it very much, it will be 5 stars. But mainly I use this for my work, so I have it for YouTube and commissions. I'm gonna show you YouTube because commissions have profit information in it. Also, this is my sister's room. On here you can see a Kanban board. If you don't know what that is, it is basically a board that you use to organize things with. So if you have 3 columns, you can have a pending column, you can have a to-do column, and then you can have a finished column. That is the most basic way to do it. And then I have all the ongoing videos. I have here, I have the 3 columns: planning, filming, and then editing. So basically I am like filming productivity apps, as you can see. And then we're also filming another video, and I'm planning 3 videos, but those are actually long overdue, but because I've been posting vlogs, so it doesn't matter, whatever. And then I also have another thing that also came from the same database called video ideas called video ideas. And then these are all the things that are pending that I haven't made any action on it. And then I have an archive. Keep in mind, all these information in this page are actually all in the same database. It's just that their tags and information are different, so I could choose to show some of them and hide some of them in the different ways I could view this database. That is kind of complicated, so if you want me to do a separate video explaining Notion, I could definitely do that because I watched a lot of videos trying to explain it, but frankly none of them were to the point. So if I could do one of them and explain it, it could be good. So here I have the archive of all of my videos. I have the video number, I have the names, I have their status, and I have the tags for what kind of video it is. I have the upload date, and I have the CPM, filming date, editing date, and the dates taken featuring anyone, and then I have the URL. This is it for Notion. I use it to organize mostly my work stuff, but recently I've incorporated a lot of my lifestyle things into this. Like I have a skincare log, I have a daily log, I have a log for all of Feigi's activities for day-to-day. Then we have the next app, which is blockytime. And now you're gonna judge me because I sleep a lot. You can see here on the right side of the screen we have all these categories, which is how I spend my time, but I actually don't do any sports, I don't hang out with anyone, I don't go outside. So some of them are redundant, but as you can see, I only spend my time on entertainment and sleeping. The reason why I downloaded this app was because I wanted to know how I spend my time, but frankly I am quite embarrassed by the amount that I sleep and the amount I spend on entertainment. But because my job is kind of entertainment related, I don't blame myself for it, because whenever I would watch a video I would also make a lot of notes along the way. So some people might say I'm crazy, but I would say I agree. And they also have a statistics page. You can check out your average time you spend on it. You can have goals, you can have every trends. Wow, that's cool, but I never look at it because I don't want to face the fact that I spent most of my time sleeping. So whatever, this is an app that I enjoyed a lot. I actually tried a lot of time tracking apps, but I always end up forgetting to press the start button anyway. So complex time tracking apps are not right for me, I feel like, because I always forget anyway, and then if you need to input a lot of information, that's just not the vibe. I don't have time for that. If I need to spend an additional 15 minutes on tracking my time, what's the point of tracking my time? So I chose a relatively very simple app to track my time, and you can only track your time in 15 minutes increments, but I think that's enough. So I highly recommend this. It is a very pretty way to visualize how you spend your time, and they have a free option, so why not? And then I have another app called Tally, and if you don't want to hear me talk about poop, please click off now and don't leave me any fucking hate comments. So the reason I got this app was because I am a first-time dog parent and I am very concerned with Faggy's health. So I wanted to track how many times she pees or poop in the day. So every time she poops, I will like one of those tally markers. So I would know at the end of the day how many times she pees or poops. And then at the end of the day, I will head over to Notion to input the data for the day, how many times she went potty. So yeah, I use this app for that, but obviously you can use this app to track a lot of other stuff like studied, if you work, if you went to the gym, if you went to a walk, if you had coffee, a lot of things you can track. This app is free for the first 3 things you want to track, I believe, and any additional stuff you have to pay for. I really appreciate what they're doing because their apps designs are so pretty. So the next app, y'all have heard me talk about this for a very long time. It is Mooda. I freaking love this app. It is so cute and so wholesome and so great. Basically, every day you track a mood. They have like 10 moods for you to track, and then you can also write your diary in it. But because I have a daily log in Notion now, I don't write my diary in here, but I used to. But it's just so cute. Like, you can look at your moods throughout the month in all this cute colors. Like, even if you were sad, you look at the emoticon and you're like, wow, that's so freaking cute. I've used this app for 10 months. This is the longest I've committed to an app. And I've never even switched to another mood tracking app. So this should tell you how good this is, because I don't do that very often. It's just so freaking cute. Look at it. All the rainbow colors, all the moods, all the moods. Someone also asked me in a previous video that I mentioned this app how to change the default language, because this app is actually Korean. How to change it is you go to settings and then you scroll to the bottom and then you find this app, and then you should find the option to change it. They also, oh my god, we got the June background. Oh my god, that's so cute. I also love how they're constantly adding different features. They have a lot of fonts for you to choose. You can add your passcode so no one can read your diary. You can also insert photos in here if you want to. That's it for this app. And then the next app is Forest. I used to be freaking obsessed with this app, but I haven't been on it for so long because I've not studied. But back when I used to study for the DSEs, I used this freaking daily. I will show you my forest. So obviously this year I have not used this app very much, so it's just like 8 hours. If you go to 2019 wasn't even that intense. Like, I didn't even study the year of my public exam, but in 2018, look at that. So pretty. The year of your public exam. Whoa! Okay, so what's cool about this is that as you study, you earn coins, and then you can use those coins to buy in-game trees, so you can have a lot of different species of trees. I remember like saving up my coins for the cherry blossom because I really wanted a pink tree, but I mainly now use the different colors of trees to categorize what I'm doing, so I can look at the forest and then know at a glance what I was doing. But you can also save up your coins to plant actual trees. I have done that like twice maybe. I believe they do have a limit of how many real trees you can plant, so I don't know why, but I'm sure they have a reason. And just being able to work and then contributing to the environment is is a kind of amazing idea if you ask me, so I recommend this. Oh, I didn't even talk about what it does. Okay, so basically it's a Pomodoro timer, so you can set how long you want to work, like from 5 minutes to 120 minutes. But the Pomodoro method is usually 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes break and then 25 minutes and then 5 minutes, 25 minutes, 5 minutes, and 20 minutes, and then a 20-minute long break. So this will maximize your productivity. But when I used to study for it, I didn't like working for this short amount of time because I am insane, and once I start working I don't like to stop. So I usually just work for like 2 hours until until I have to pee or until I have to refill my water. It was actually a quite good system because my productivity was maximized. My grades were very bad when I was at school, but for the public exam I did quite good if you ask me. so it was a good system. Apart from working 2 hours at a time, I also worked 45 minutes at a time and then took 5 minutes break. If I worked 2 hours at a time, I would take 10 minutes breaks. All the time of my breaks I used to refill my water and go to the toilet, and that's all. Maybe scroll on my phone for a bit, but I don't like to get out of my zone. I'm the type of person that doesn't work at all, but once I start working I cannot stop and I go insane, and people will be like, Melody, this is not you. Why are you like this? You are usually a sloth. I'm like, yeah, I'm a sloth, but have you ever seen a sloth in the water? They swim very fast. Fun fact, sloths swim very fast. So I'm a sloth, but when I study, I'm a sloth in the water. I just don't have the necessity to use it anymore because I don't have to force myself to not be on the phone. That is it for this app. And then I have Flat Tomato, but I don't use it because I have Forest, but it is also a Pomodoro app. It has a more minimal design. You can also save up your coins for the themes, but in my opinion I enjoy Forest more because it's funner, and then you can also plant trees. And then we'll go into a series of language learning apps. We have Duolingo. I use this to learn Korean, Japanese, and French. I'm starting French. Y'all laughing at me be like, you don't even have the attention span. I don't have the premium because I'm not rich like that. 그거 premium hay we can all learn the language we want to learn. So then I have Papago. Papago is a translation app by Naver, Korea's Google. But this is a lot more fun because when you translate something in Google Translate, it doesn't really show you the meaning of the words in a sentence, but this app breaks down all the words for you, and then they also have sample sentences. So it is great for learning a language. I don't know how it does in translating other languages because I only use it to translate Korean to English or English to Korean, and obviously it's gonna do a better job than Google because this is a Korean company, so it's obviously gonna translate Korean better. So I don't know how it does in other languages, but if you're learning Korean, this is a great app to like translate your stuff. And then I have Quizlet. You probably know what this app is. I used to have this app. When I was studying, I used this for history. I fucking hated history, but I studied for it nonetheless. I studied for all of the tests, and then I don't go to school to take them. Why do I do that? I use this for all the information I want to like memorize, but it took too much time to input the data into it, so I just gave up after a while. And then after I graduated, I forgot about this platform, and I actually didn't know how I could apply this app to my daily life, so I just didn't use it. And then a few days ago, I watched a YouTube person talk about using Quizlet for languages, and I was like, this is kind of hard because you have to input all the information by yourself. You have to make all these flashcards for yourself, and then it's kind of time consuming. But then I realized you could save community made cards, so you could actually save cards that are made by other people, and I didn't actually used to know that. I cannot believe I'm so dumb. So I use it to search Korean vocabulary flashcards sets that other people made, and then I learn vocabs from that because I mainly learn grammar now, which makes my vocabulary department very lacking. So that is why I have Quizlet, and actually I've been enjoying it because they have different modes of using the cards. You can learn it, you can test it, you can play games with the words. I also remember when I used to study for history, they have this game called the meteor, where they would have meteors falling from the sky, and then you have to answer the correct answer to make the meteor disappear, and then or else the meteor will hit the earth and then you will die. So I used to have the questions as events, and then I would have to answer the year for the event, and then it would be a very intense game because the meteors keep falling and I don't want to die. So I was like 1932, 1945, 19 something, and then I would get very familiarized with the years because the meteor is going to hit me and I don't want to die. That's why I was incentivized to memorize the years. And I was crazy because I would literally see the first 0.5 seconds of that event, the name of the event, and I would immediately input the year. I wouldn't even use my brain to think about the year because that's how robotic I am about. For the next app, HelloTalk is an app where you can communicate with people who want to learn your mother tongue, and then you can communicate to them in the language you want to learn in their mother tongue, so you'll get better at using conversational phrases, because when you learn a language, the most important thing is to use it. Another very important thing is that you have to accept making mistakes, which is a thing that I'm not good at because I hate making mistakes. So this app kind of spooked me out because when you post things, people can like correct you. So this app kind of works like a social media community. You can post about your day in the language that you're learning, like post photos like I had pasta today, like whatever, and then people can comment and correct your grammar or whatever. And you can also, it also has a built-in translation button, so you can automatically translate the thing and then you can correct other people. For the next app is another app I used to learn languages, but you can use this for whatever. It's an app called Slowly. It's a pen pal app. So basically you can choose all your languages you can speak, your age range, your horoscope, all your interests, which took me by surprise, pleasantly surprised, because their categories are like very broad. They have, first of all, they have an LGBTQ category, so if you want to make LGBTQ friends but you're not out of the closet yet, whatever, you can make friends on there, and you can mostly remain anonymous because you can use a pen name. So it's kind of fun if you want to make LGBTQ friends from all around the world. You can obviously hand pick people by looking at their profiles, but it can also auto match you, so you can choose all the criteria you want that person to match, and then it auto matches you. So for example, I want to talk to someone that is my age that is also interested in talking about the LGBTQ community. Yeah, so that's the two criteria, and then the app will auto match 3 person for me and then send my letter to the 3 of them, and then if any of the 3 of them want to reply, then they can reply to me. And then the most fun thing about this is that it's not an instant messaging app. Depending on where you live, it's gonna take longer for the letter to arrive. So I actually did receive a letter from Korea, and it took the letter like 4 hours to arrive because it's a 4-hour flight from Hong Kong to Korea, is it? If you live very far away from your pen pal, it's going to take longer to arrive. You're more likely to write more in the letter, and then you're also kind of less rushed to reply to the letter. They have another like additional feature that is not a big deal, but for me it's kind of an add-on feature, is that you can like collect stamps. So if you had a person like mail you from Poland or something, you will like collect a Poland stamp. It's so fun. Like I love collect, like if someone starred you as a friend, you will collect like your star stamp. It's so fun. So yeah, if you want to add me on there, you can add me by the ID. Yeah, you can just add me and talk to me about whatever, and I will talk to you about whatever. Swaggy. We have the last app ever. So the last 2 apps are Goodnotes, which I am going to make a video on, so I'm not gonna talk about it that much. So basically it is an app you can use as a notebook for whatever. Recently I've been doing these monthly calendar things. 1 day a photo. Fun idea, fun concept, very fun. I also learn Korean on here. I do my journal on here, whatever. Y'all know what this is. And then for the most exciting app ever on earth, my favorite app, is ticktick. I love this app. It is a to-do scheduling list app. It has a lot of functions, and why this to-do app is superior to all other to-do apps is because first of all, you can like assign duration for the to-dos, and you can also view it as a calendar. I don't know if this is important to you, but when you do a task, it is not done in 1 second. So in other to-do apps, you can set a time for the reminder, but after that, it doesn't show you or doesn't visualize it for you how long it's gonna take. So when you're planning, it kind of gets confusing. For example, if I'm filming, I know I'm gonna film for like an hour or something like this video, so I'm gonna have a task called filming, and then I'm gonna set it to 1 hour, and then I'm just gonna know that on my timetable I'm going to be doing this thing. So I don't know why I'm getting all crazy about this, but so another very good thing about this is that they have habits. Why this is important to me is because I dislike my to-do list to be cluttered very much, but I also like to track my habits. So if I have like 10 habits and then they recur every day, my to-do list is gonna be filled with all my habits, and then I won't see my actual to-dos. So the perfect solution to this is to have a separate list for all of my habits, which is what happens here. So you can choose for your habits to show up in your today view, but you can also disable that, so you can just view it as a separate tab for
I feel like I'm heated.
in a separate tab, so you can just view it separately and then have it not clutter up your to-dos. And then they have features like having lists, putting lists in folders, I love it, and then having tags for all your tasks, I love it, so everything is super clear. And then actually the most fun thing about this app is the smart recognition. I have never used an app with a better smart recognition like this app. Why this is so amazing is that when you think of something that is recurring, so when, for example, you want to watch PewDiePie videos every day, you can just type into the bar, watch PewDiePie video every day, and then it just automatically senses every day, and then it repeats every day, repeats the task every day for you. And then you're gonna say at 8 p.m. or something, and then it also senses 8 p.m. So it's gonna repeat for you this task for you at 8 p.m. every day. And then you're gonna do the wiggly thing, and then it's gonna add it to a list or folder. And then you can also tag it with a hashtag. So you don't have to like move your mouse at all. Like typing, it's so much more intuitive than clicking all the buttons. It's just a very like swift, fluid, smooth workflow. And then on the desktop version, you can also set a shortcut so that when you are, for example, if you're watching a video or when you're working on a script and then you suddenly think of something you need to do, oh, I need to water a plant in like 10 minutes, but you can't get off your seat at the moment, and then you need your phone to remind you. You can just press the shortcut. On my computer, it is Option space. So I press it, and then the bar just pops up in the middle of your screen. You don't even have to leave your window, and then you can just type water plant 10 minutes later or something, or 5 p.m. or something. And then you press enter, and then it's entered, and then it syncs across all your freaking devices, and then it will remind you at 5 p.m. This is the best thing because I always have new ideas or new thoughts, but my memory is very bad, so I always need to make a note of it. But I also don't like to sway away from my tasks, so this is very important to have a very quick space for me to jot down ideas and for it to be instantly organized, that I don't have to like go back to like fix it and put it into their folder and then tag it all over again. I would just very much prefer it to be like in one sentence. I can do it in one workflow, I can do it in one step, I can type it in one go. So that is why this is the most irreplaceable app to me. So yeah, I hope this I hope this video has helped you. I don't know why I got so aggressive. I don't know how I can tone this down with editing. I probably can. I wanted this to be a pleasing video and a relaxing video. I'm not angry, I'm just very passionate. I have talked about apps for 45 minutes. I hope I can edit this to make me look not as insane, but I'm pretty sure it will slip through here and there. So I hope you enjoyed my apps. I'm going to film the b-roll now. I hope the b-roll will make up for my insanity. See you in the next video. What are your thoughts about your sister being insane?
Love it. 10 out of 10.
Is it really?
No.
Betrayal. Wow, I'm so pretty.